could be us.
We're live. We good to go? Houston Recovery Radio. We're back.
Is that your intro?
Yeah, that's my intro.
No, what is it, bud?
What's up, dude?
I'm not doing that.
Oh,
What's up, homie?
well, fine. That's great. No fun.
All right.
No fun, Ian.
Thank you for tuning in to Houston Recovery Radio. Houston Recovery Radio is a platform that tries to speak and bring people into the solution of recovery. I want to take a minute and thank Transformation Enzymes for letting us borrow their space. I want to pay a little rent real quick. So we'd like to take a moment. Thank you. Thanks to our sponsor, Transformation Enzymes, who has been kind enough to let us use this space to host Houston Recovery Radio. Transformation Enzymes is an integrative, holistic health and wellness company that specializes in enzyme therapy. Detoxing from drugs and alcohol is physically and emotionally taxing our body. Transformation Enzymes has a clinically proven line of probiotics and digestive enzymes that help the healing process the body needs from all damage caused by addiction and alcoholism. For more information, visit their website at transformationenzymes.com. Oh, man. The man in black is back.
Except I'm in maroon this time.
Yes, you are. That threw me off when I let you through the door. I was like, what the fuck?
I was going to do an introduction, but these tapioca gelatin balls are just too good to talk.
Yeah. Ian needs no introduction. He's pretty well known guy, I think.
You know what does need an introduction?
What?
The subtle love affair between this tea and I.
Oh yeah. So where did that get started?
I don't know. I just like the way it tastes.
It's interesting, man. It's almost like tea you can eat.
So you've never had one of those?
No. I've had like those tapioca. I've had tapioca teas, just not this tapioca. Yeah.
And I know you didn't because you drank one up and you were like, what the fuck is that?
It came up on the thing like it was prairie dogging with a straw.
Yeah,
It was like, the hell is this shit?
I just sucked up like 4 gelatinous balls into my mouth.
I
I had to chew on the tea.
Hey, so why does my microphone look all cool and shit? And y'all's looks just like microphone. Why is that?
I just like the phallic thing.
Yeah, I figured the puffy.
We give the special guy the pop filter.
Yeah. The pot filter.
The pop filter.
Oh, the spec. I get it. Thanks. Appreciate that.
On certain like syllables and consonants, humans will make a sound.
Like people from Iceland.
Yeah.
Yes.
And generally they're hilarious unless you're recording audio, and then it just sounds like mouth noises. And there's nothing more disgusting than closely mic'd mouth noises.
You know, they do that in the Dominican Republic, actually. The guys do that to the women. You know, have you all heard of that? They go,
I have not.
They
We
like
go to
some
different
kind
parts of the
What?
States.
Where are you going?
Look, we're just talking about noises. I was talking about the Dominican Republic. All right. You want to go back to Iceland? We can. All right. Go ahead, blue shirt.
So yeah, no. Anyway, we're gonna talk a little recovery this evening, I promise. But you know, we're flying off the cuff. We're gonna riff out, and this is how we have fun and get some laughs. So you gotta have laughs in recovery. What do you think? No.
I insist on living life through a veil of tears.
Really? How's that working out for you? Well, you are dressed all in black all the time, so.
I don't actually sleep. We talked about this last week or last time I was on here.
Are you a vampire or what?
No, I just sit in a dark closet, stare straight ahead, eyes unblinking.
So that's where it came from.
That's how I maintain my youthful visage.
So how did you fuck up your
Beautiful.
circadian rhythms that bad?
Yeah.
You do work on a computer for a living.
I work on several.
Yeah.
I work on. I have a Mac, so I'm not a real big fan of Apple, despite the fact that I have on an Apple Watch, and I own a Mac, and I'm licensed by Apple to work on their products.
That's a good little license to have. You like a Mac Genius?
No, because those idiots don't know how to plug in a fucking toaster. I'm an ACMT.
What does that mean?
Apple Certified Macintosh Technician.
Yeah.
It means that I went through, I did all the study, and I took, it's kind of like A+, but only for Apple, only for Mac.
Okay. All right. So you do some graphic design work too, right? I didn't get to talk to you about your hobbies and shit last time you were on. You mostly told me.
Well, some of my hobbies are X-rated. So.
Well, yeah.
I'll leave that.
No comment.
That's Nick's purview.
Yeah, whatever. You betcha. I don't know what the hell's going on. What do you mean?
But
What? Talking about some acronyms and shit. I was thinking AC. When you said that acronym, I thought about Cartoon Network.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
ACME. ACME.
Oh.
The act. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
Right? I think it's like the stick of
That's
dynamite.
not Cartoon Network. That's Warner Brothers.
yeah, that's Warner Brothers.
Oh,
Looney Tunes,
That's
man.
Bugs Bunny.
I
and
knew
them.
it was the Kitty Hawk guys.
That's some old.
Yes,
that's
they
some
took
old
flight
school
and shit.
stuff.
Right. Okay.
The Acme train tunnel. He pulls the train tunnel poster out of the walls, out of the box, and slaps it on the wall and walks through it.
Thank you.
That's some Inception shit.
You guys
right
thought I
there.
was over here just looking at umbrellas and shit. See
No,
that?
man.
Were.
Isn't that why? Yeah,
Sure.
too.
You've never watched a Looney Tunes
Multitasker.
cartoon in your life? You know, Bugs Bunny?
Of course, man.
It's old school.
I was
shit.
thinking Cartoon Network, bro. My bad. They have the Cartoon Network, in my opinion, is a little darker. You know,
Very
Space
dark.
Ghost, Coast to Coast. You guys remember that shit?
No.
Yes. Yes. Oh.
I
No,
don't.
dude. Fucking Cartoon Network turned into Adult Swim, and Adult Swim is darker than shit.
Oh, Adult Swim. Oh, Metalocalypse. Metalocalypse is the best.
Metalocalypse is funny.
I'm Dr. Roxo.
Oh, the cocaine guy. Yeah.
I'm the rock and roll clown.
You know, some could argue, and we'll get into this in a little bit, that the idea for ingesting disinfectant came from Metalocalypse.
Really?
There's an episode where they talk about drinking bleach.
Yeah.
No way.
So it may turn out that our orange glorious leader,
Is a fan of Metalocalypse.
or at least, you know, was semi-conscious as it was on TV.
Yeah.
It does come on late at night, and that's when he tweets.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
That'd be pretty cool. I wonder if they let's find out if Donald Trump is a fan of Metalocalypse.
Oh, I'm not name dropping. I don't want to name drop.
I was gonna say
We
Michael
didn't name
Jackson
drop
for
here.
some reason.
So then
I
the
don't know why.
Secret Service will be coming up to my door.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. We were talking about
Ghost would be.
disinfectant or bleach or some shit. I don't remember.
You would be talking about Dipper Van, and that would be called. There's a term for that.
Dipper
Michael
Dan?
Jackson.
You're talking about Dapper Dan, those trucks out there?
Oh, Dipper
Is that
Van.
like the bro version of Molly Maid?
Yes, I think so. I don't know, bro. Dapper Dan. I know y'all have seen that, or y'all have seen the
That sounds
trucks.
like a budget Chippendale.
I think so. I don't know.
So,
man. I know some shit.
so let us know, man. So you've been locked up in a closet, never sleeping, doing IT work. What the fuck have you been doing for your recovery lately?
Well, not getting high is probably up there on the list.
Yeah.
No. So I was up in Austin over the week. Oh, it's so weird. So my brother lives and works in Austin, and he has a house. I mean, obviously, because it would be hard if he like just lived out of his car and invited me up.
Yeah.
Park our cars next to each
Well,
other.
it's Austin. You never know.
That is true. It is a weird place.
Weird.
Keep it corporate.
You betcha.
And
Austin crackers.
Austin isn't fucking weird anymore, dude.
No, it's a little California.
It's like the Hot Topic. It's like Hot Topic trying to be weird and goth.
I never heard that.
Anyway,
I just call it Little San
Austin
Francisco.
peanut butter
Anyway,
crackers. We'll keep it that.
he just had to make it racial.
That's it.
Austin, Californians stop coming. Anyway,
And so he invited me up because I built his gaming computer,
Uh-huh.
and it was making some weird noises. And I always go up there for a day or two. That lasts 5 days. And so came back into Houston, and it was weird because I had secured a sponsee up there. There's a sober living place in Houston.
who's sober living? But
I'm not going to go.
wouldn't be Austin Turning Point, Abe Hernandez. If you listen.
No, it's not. It's one of the ones that I'm not fond of.
Okay. Anyway,
And I don't want to promote them.
yeah, right, for sure.
But this guy that was living there said he wanted a sponsor, so I said, yeah, I'll sponsor you. And are you trying to look swole in the chair?
Are you?
He is swole.
Fat, dude.
For sure.
He is
I'm
swole.
swole up.
Yeah.
Like a fucking blueberry.
Schnozberries in here and then fucking drinks. Anyway, go ahead.
And he was serious. He said that he did the work. I always tell guys when I sponsor them, read the Ford of the First Edition, read the Doctor's Opinion, read Dr. Bob's Nightmare, and read more about alcoholism. I do not care for Bill's story. I just don't.
He's a prick.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
A pompous 1930s windbag.
Yeah, he was a fucking. You could tell. Like, I love the sound of my own voice, and I'm the first one to admit it and point it out. But he loved everything about him. He loved the sound of his typing. He loved reading his own typing. You could tell. Because Bill's story is very flowery.
Isn't it surprising that he gave Lois the credit of the 12-step? That's crazy, bro.
He did?
Maybe. That was just a trick question.
It's news to me.
Oh, okay. Well, he stayed sober.
That's his wife, right?
Lois was Bill's wife.
Well, didn't he fail with his first 6 prospects? Like they all got ended up.
No, he failed with more than 6.
More than 6.
It was like 6 months worth of
or some shit.
Trying to work with people.
Well,
before
he goes
found
home
Bob.
and I heard that he went home and he was frustrated because everyone got drunk. And then Lois goes, "Well, aren't you sober, Bill?" He
Yeah.
goes, oh shit! Aha! Anyway.
No, so the 12th step was, so the AA steps originally branched off of the Oxford steps. It's the Oxford model. Not to be confused with Oxford House.
The Oxford prayer group that was popular in the early 1900s. Yes.
And the 6th proposal was to evangelize. Go out and spread the information. And so that's what Ebby was doing, and who did not stay sober. That's what Eddie was doing when Eddie showed up at Bill's place and sat across from him, and Bill tried to slide him the drink.
Yeah, spread the word.
Well, Bill was trying to spread the whiskey, but
the gin, I think, actually.
Gin, yeah,
for sure.
He was of course, he was northern. He was a gin drinker.
Yeah.
But no, anyway, so yeah, I always have guys read Dr. Bob's Nightmare because there's a part at the end of Dr. Bob's Nightmare that is just my favorite. And we have a big book lying around.
Oh, he talks about how
Houston Recovery Radio doesn't have a
the
big book available.
Pathetic.
I have one on my phone.
Yeah, so do I, but unforgivable.
I know.
It's an obligation.
We're a bunch of recovery chumps, man. We don't even have a big book to reference right now.
Usually I have mine, just today I didn't bring it for some reason. It's all right.
But yeah.
Anyway.
There's a part where he's talking about it, and Nick's talking about it. There are 4 reasons that I do this. 1, it is a pleasure. 2, sense of duty. 3, in so doing, I am taking out insurance against a possible slip. And 4, I'm repaying the debt that was. I'm repaying the debt that I owe to the person who took it to me.
Right. Okay.
And I just love that shit. And that sums up my whole thing with recovery. And so I told this guy to do this. And he did it. He said, granted, I have a very low set of expectations when it comes to this particular sober living. And the next day he called me and said he was ready to go. He was done. I haven't heard from him since. And it's like, that's a little frustrating.
I can think of a few sponsors that hey, yeah, I'll call you. Yeah. No. I've done that before.
You know what's been frustrating for me, bro, is trying to go out there and get these guys and work with the fire department, the Houston Fire Department, to try to work with them to get somebody, especially with the homeless population that are addicts and alcoholics, get them the necessary care that they need, man.
It's a nightmare.
It's sickening because it's like, okay,
they're not people.
Exactly. So we had this one gentleman, and I thought he was dead. And the cushion and everything downtown is very
Okay, too.
Oh man, it's ridiculous, and it's right. And it's constantly changing.
Break dancing, sitting down,
butt naked. So.
Well, that's because every time they make it illegal, they make a different analog of the molecule.
They switch one on and switch it off.
So they can make it.
Charlie G and I were talking about that today.
Really?
We were out doing stuff, and we were talking about how They always like to get to smoke that K2 and then get naked and do dumb shit.
Like bath salts or whatever. Every time they keep tweaking that molecule to make it legal.
And there's so many
analogs
there's so many jurisdictions too, man. There's and because these people are outside and it's starting to get hot out, you know, everybody has their own thermometers, right? We'll sit there and you'll scan their head and it'll read a certain number, obviously, and it'll be a little bit higher than it usually is, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like all of a sudden, here comes a hazmat, you know, here comes the face shields and all this other stuff, you know,
all the COVID.
Right. And the thing is, man, it's just made me, it made me really, it's just, I don't know, it's sad, man. But I do know that there's a lot of help now. I do know that there's this, yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, where I was going with this is just, it's difficult for me to see sometimes, just the level, like you said, they're not treated like people. You know, I was going over there, I was like, his eyes are rolling in the back of his head. And there was a new lady, you know, in that district that was like, what? Aren't they going to take him? I'm like, eventually, you know.
Well, coming from a 15-year EMS career, I can tell you what you're running into.
Priorities.
It's
apathy.
Well, it's that. There's some apathy issues, especially after you've done it long enough. You have to tune people's you have to tune your own emotional state out. But so most treatment for alcoholics and addicts, right, is like that's like a class 3 mental health facility, right? So mental health care in the United States sucks, period. It's a freaking joke. Proper mental health care for people in the United States is a joke. So what happens is EMS folks, they're running off medical criteria. So that person might not meet some type of medical criteria for a medical emergency, but they are having an emergency here, but they don't exactly fit into there's no protocol. Yeah, so there's no via EMS or a public health care system, there's no direct access to mental health care. Yeah, so they have to go to an ER. They have to be evaluated for a medical emergency. They have to do this whole rigmarole. Then they have to call up once they get to an ER, they determine it's a psychiatric or a drug addiction issue. Once they treat the medical aspects of that, then they have to call up a psychiatric physician. They have to get a consultation. It takes hours and hours and hours. And they have to get another facility to accept that patient that might be across the city or in another city or in another part.
Off of a hardcore drug.
Yeah.
And that's the issue.
K2's a hardcore
so
drug.
what I'm saying is that with the COVID, especially with the shit that's going on now with the COVID-19, man, is what I'm saying. I like the criteria that you were just explaining. I understand to a certain level that they have priorities, right? Like if you have an ambulance that comes up and they're working on this guy that's detoxing or he's going into convulsions, and then they get another call, guy just got shot in the head.
Okay, yeah. So they're going to reprioritize the gunshot.
They're going to redirect it.
Trauma.
They're going to take off the scene and just leave. And then the next one will come in.
Trauma, there's something called the golden hour. With any kind of major traumatic injury, they have to get that, you want to, within an hour of that injury occurring, they want to get them to a trauma.
So what's frustrating for me, especially when it comes to the homeless population right now, it is the fact that with the COVID-19 and everything going on, man, we already talked about how healthcare sucks as it is, right? Yeah. So imagine if you're in active addiction, right, and you're out there, because I was out there, I was homeless, for a while, but I didn't have COVID-19 shit going around, while I was homeless, so it was a different kind of, I don't know, man, it was a different front. So there's like an extra layer for these people to get help, not only because of that, but it's also like you have these healthcare systems, right? Because there's so much, there's not enough information on COVID-19 right now as we speak, as far as how it gets, they know a little bit, right? But then you got this homeless population that they're trying to go get in all these different places and they don't have insurance. They get in and they get out and they're not getting tested because it's already in the state of Texas, right? We already know this in Texas. Right?
No, we know that there's no COVID-19 in the state of Texas because we reopened.
Reopened today.
They wouldn't reopen if there was COVID-19 in Texas. Come on, guys. Use your thinking cap.
Well, look, we have jurisdictions. That's all I'm saying.
Dude.
Juris my diction.
off the subject, man. I've never chewed my tea before. I'm just gotta say,
It's
so
delectable.
weird, yeah.
It's delectable.
It's interesting.
Delicious.
So like a cow chewing its cud.
It is. It's delicious.
It gives you something to do with your mouth.
Yes. So you're.
What that mouth is.
Yeah, because this mouth ain't doing much out there in the real world
I can tell.
other than getting ran.
Clearly, it's from Iceland. Ran.
Bumping my gums. That's about it.
And so, anyway,
So yeah, well, COVID-19. This is I see a lot of your Facebook posts and stuff. You're pretty convicted about this. Tell us
am.
why, if you can.
well,
I think it might have something to do with a person.
no, I don't know anybody who has it. No, so anybody who knows me, my significant other is going through the ringer with COVID-19 right now. And I gotta say, if you feel badass enough and you want to say that it's fake or that she's a crisis actor, get with me after the fucking podcast. We can discuss this.
You'll create a crisis.
No, I'll just address some behavior.
Yeah. There you go.
but-
Working your steps.
That's one way to put it.
Let Jeremiah call you out on that too, right? That prick.
And no. So obviously Liz has it, and that's a bummer, to put it lightly.
Yeah, I bet.
She's been sick for 31 days right now. 31 fucking days. In the hospital, hospitalized 3 times. And as she goes through it, I'm learning from her, and I'm learning just by reading about it because I want to know what the fuck is going on with the person that I love. There's all, like he said, there's all sorts of shit about this illness that we are learning.
Right.
It's not the cold. It's not even in the same fucking family as the flu, so I don't know why people keep calling it the flu. It's not
definitely not a flu.
It's not a flu virus. The flu and the cold are 2 completely different things. And I'm not an epidemiologist, but I can read above a 2nd grade level.
Yeah.
And the information on this thing is written just above a 2nd grade level. You don't need to know advanced like genetics information or epidemiology to understand the basics of this thing.
So what have you learned about it?
It bad.
COVID bad?
No, so there
Don't
are-
leave me hanging, man. You got to talk longer than that.
Right.
We got airtime to kill.
Oh yeah. Oh man, so obviously there's the basic stuff. It fucks up the lining of your lungs. It causes a hyperimmune response, and that's what actually causes the damage. The virus will cause tissue damage, but the immune response to the virus will go in there and start tearing your shit up, and then that sets in
Something like an
pneumonia.
autoimmune, yeah.
Yeah, it sets in pneumonia, and we don't have a vaccine for it either. We have no viable, real treatment. Hydrochloroquine or whatever, aka fish tank cleaner, quinine. Yeah, is that how you say it? Quinine is a fucking fish tank cleaner. People have died listening to that child of God from Washington, D.C. prattle on nonsense. People have died listening to him because they hear this creature up on screen making sounds with its hole in its face, and they take it as gospel, and they go out and they drink disinfectant, or they drink, fish tank cleaner, and it is not great. What I was explaining to somebody, aside from the virus is dangerous, but the virus is not like the fucking plague or Ebola. It doesn't have like a 90% fatality.
Yeah.
It's a very low mortality rate. The problem is the systemic issues that happen when you have a pandemic like this, where it spreads so fast. It has a super high contagious rate. That's not good. That's not good grammar.
Contagion.
Contagion rate? That's even worse.
I know. I wasn't trying to put it in a sentence. Trying to simplify.
Anyway, it's super easy for people to catch this thing.
Yeah.
And it's super easy for people to transmit it because you can be asymptomatic, which makes people think that it's not that big of a deal.
They still carry it, yeah.
And for you and me, and for Nick, well, less so for Nick because he's diabetic. Sorry.
Raise a roof.
So your girlfriend is diabetic.
Type 1.
Yeah.
Like me.
Yes. And
I look better than her, don't I?
COVID-19 ain't gonna get you, but I will.
Oh, Nick.
Can't quarantine for me, boy.
I'm type 1, baby.
He's a work in progress.
And
Thank you for constructing.
and it's like that Incubus song, "Make Myself."
Yeah.
Yes. I love it.
Make yourself leave.
Make yourself.
No, so you can have a bunch of healthy people who are asymptomatic, they are carriers, and they give it to somebody who goes to a park, and then they touch something, and it can live on surfaces for a little while.
Yeah.
And then a family comes by, this is why parks are closed. A family comes by, plays, the kid catches it, gets it on their hands, ingests it. The kid doesn't get sick, totally asymptomatic, but the grandparents
Get sick.
or the friend that it has an immune system that's compromised, they get it and they're dead.
Immunosuppressed people, yeah, for sure.
And it is breathtaking to me how people have polarized this into a political issue. This is not about right, left, Republican, Democrat, independent, red, blue. It's not about anything.
I totally agree with you. Facts are facts on a pandemic, but I think this is truly going to go down as one of the biggest political farces ever.
It's nonsense. It's so stupid. Do I like the president of the United States? No. No, I do not. And I don't care about your opinion as to my opinion.
Right?
I do not care for him. I did not like him before he became president.
Yeah. You obviously didn't vote for him.
I did not. However, when he became president, I wanted him to succeed because, in theory, his success is our success. He simply has not. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I wanted him to do well because I don't want things to collapse. But he just kept firing the people in charge of shit.
Yeah.
He kept firing like good people and hiring bad people.
He needs yes man, I guess.
Well, yeah. I need somebody to pop his bottoms, tell him he's pretty.
So, so your girlfriend, how's she doing?
Hospitalized 3rd time. Almost had a stroke.
No. Yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah.
So what is it? How does the virus cause stroke?
Well, so
Microclots or
hypoxia.
Okay.
The hypoxia from. So people think that the pneumonia is what gets you. The pneumonia is what gets some people. What is happening is that people who recover in the hospital and present as healthy go home, and then the organ and tissue damage that was caused by the low oxygen, all of a sudden those organs and those tissue structures start fucking up because they've been damaged, but they were not part of it was not enough of a comprehensive diagnosis. And one of those things is the blood vessels and capillaries throughout your body, if they are deprived of oxygen, and you know this, they will atrophy, they will wither, they will weaken, and then all of a sudden you get a blood clot, it travels somewhere, you get a clog, it blows, you have an aneurysm, you have a stroke, you bleed out, and this is a terrifying thing.
Yep.
And the reason I'm so passionate about it is because people aren't taking it seriously because it doesn't affect them directly.
Yeah.
No one is taking this seriously until they almost die.
Well, nobody fucking takes anything seriously till it happens to them. You know how this world works, right?
That's not true. I was very invested in koalas. I've never even held a koala. They have chlamydia. And they smell awful.
I bet. Especially if they have chlamydia.
Well, chlamydia doesn't
Koalas
smell.
have. Wait a minute. Koalas have the clap.
All koala bears have chlamydia.
Interesting.
Maybe that's koala-midia?
Koala media.
You're gonna want to do some warm up before you stretch like that.
Hey, thanks, bud. Fucker.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so koalas absolutely have chlamydia. And did you know that koala bears are up there with pandas in terms of uselessness? Like they're totally fucked. There are like they shouldn't be able to
So
be
they're
alive.
like the vestigial structure of the animal
Yeah,
kingdom.
they shouldn't be alive.
I think
Right.
Jeremiah would argue the Kung Fu Panda might have something, right?
Jack Black?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kung Fu. Is
Well, I
that what
guess
you know?
vestigial is a good way to describe Jack Black's career.
For real.
Yeah.
There you go.
So all this COVID-19 stuff. I mean, I guess you've been doing what everybody else has been doing, Zoom meetings.
I do Zoom meetings. I do the 9:30 White Oak candlelight meeting every night. Well, obviously not this night.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
And that is a good meeting.
Lynn Chamberlain.
I started going to White Oak in 2001.
No shit.
I was one of the OGs.
Okay.
And
I have not been to a White Oak meeting yet.
What?
I know.
Gone somewhere with that bullshit, bro.
I'm getting to know.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah, spray him.
know.
Spray that prick.
Here, go ahead and smack them.
I'm not feeding into your fetish, bro.
You need baby powder.
I'm not gonna smack you around.
Smack me.
Now, is that Charlie's home group? I've seen Charlie up there.
Charlie.
G.
Yes. Well, it's one of them.
Well, we don't know names or anything.
Mr. Billion Prayers himself. Billions and billions of prayers.
Trillions.
Trillions.
Well, yeah.
I'll tell you something.
He's the Carl Sagan of prayers.
Yeah. What?
Billions and billions of them.
Like that is a
Oh shit.
weird analogy.
Statement?
The Carl said
No,
he's the hyper atheist of prayers.
Oh,
No.
I
You
thought
know,
he said
you
Bob
know, the
Saget.
billions that he always billions of stars. That's
He's
when
the
I
Bob
hear
Seger
billion
of prayers.
Against the wind.
He refuses to turn the page.
I've pissed against the wind before. Have you?
Was it recently?
Yeah. Well, hell yeah. Ammonia.
Boom.
Oh, did you know? So, fun fact: if you miss when you're taking a piss into your house,
Mhm.
and you accidentally get piss on the floor around your toilet,
Right.
don't clean it with bleach. Use peroxide.
Ammonia.
Yeah, ammonia.
There's ammonia. Well, it's not ammonia, like straight up ammonia.
It's It's what's it? It's uric acid and
It's urea,
Yeah, urea. Yeah,
but it
which
does
is
break down to ammonia.
ammonia.
Yeah, because it'll.
So
turns into
you're
fucking
telling me
chlorine
there's
gas.
a significant amount of ammonia in your urine to make chlorine gas when you pour bleach on it?
Any amount of ammonia.
I've never heard of this. I've got
You
a.
didn't know that?
Can you look that up?
What's that? Ammonia?
Yeah.
Don't put bleach on
and
piss.
and ammonia
Hey, I'll
gas.
just do it right now. Ready? Ammonia.
By the way, I learned this while researching COVID-19.
Really?
I don't know how I got there, but I did, and I was happy that I landed.
That's a fucking rabbit hole to go down, man.
Bro, that's some shit I thought about when I found out like 3 years ago that if you mix ammonia and bleach, it'll fuck you off. Shortly after, I was like, no shit. No shit. So the source of urinary ammonia, that's not what we're looking for. Let's see. Urine may smell like ammonia when it becomes. Damn it.
So the Zoom meetings, man. I poor Omar led one last night. He's like, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get on. Dude, I forget. I get busy and I forget the Zoom meeting thing. That hasn't entered my
Zeitgeist?
Yeah, my exactly. That's a good term, zeitgeist.
I'm the one that came up with that word. I gave it to the Germans back in some time.
Oh yeah.
No, obviously that's not true.
So you also named the documentary, right?
And the fucking garbage project that Billy Corgan was part of.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a bad album. Zeitgeist. I know the album you're talking about. That was one of the later Smashing Pumpkin albums.
Oh,
There were a couple tracks on that album were good.
big thing gonna tell me that Machinima is your favorite. Stand Inside Your Love.
That was a good album.
That was a good song. We had two good songs: Everlasting Gaze and Stand Inside Your Love.
Those were the radio hits off that album.
Well, the reason why I like those songs is Stand Inside Your Love. And you'll understand this. Did you ever do music production?
Huh? No, go ahead.
Can you hold my hand one more time?
I wish.
It's right there.
Not yet. Did you spray it? Yeah, baby powder.
No, it's the fucking the mid-range swell that they do in the second part of the second chorus. You hear the rest of the guitar wall coming out of nowhere. It's just great.
Yeah.
I listen to songs for these little 1 second bits that I find nice. Anyway,
I think what I found most impressive about that album was the album art. Whoever did the album art, and I don't know the name, you'd have to look it up.
it was like hypergoth.
Yeah, it was really good. The album art on that one.
So what it's saying about the urine is that the urine contains ammonia that reacts with the bleach to form a toxic gas.
So you can make. So for all of you amateur hitmen
Terrorists.
out there, terrorists, you can piss a little piss and a little bleach. Well, I should probably not. Yeah.
Probably shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah. All right.
Probably shouldn't promote that idea.
Yeah.
Measurements too, but milliliters, units.
Like a little bit, just a little bit of piss, for a little snack.
There you go.
Like a little bit of salami. You can give your cat a little salami for a snack.
No.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, no, the COVID-19 thing, I'm passionate about it because
You have somebody sick.
I have somebody
You love.
sick, but also people think that I don't give a shit about the economy. And that's partially true. I think that the way that we perceive money and self-worth and the weird, distorted, perverse connection between the two is all fucked up.
I would agree.
However, I understand that the system we live in runs on money, it is a requirement, and that the lockdown is affecting everybody. So I don't want it to go on forever. But if you don't take precautions, more people will get sick. A second wave, which is already starting, will happen, and then the economy will tank again. They don't get it. If you just follow the fucking instructions the first time, it's like working the steps. If you just follow the process and do what the process recommends, you won't have to pick up another desire chip.
Yeah.
You don't have to tank your life. Well, if you just follow the fucking instructions, and the mask thing, that is a compromise. Because they know that no one's down with the lockdown.
Yeah.
The mask thing is the compromise.
Yeah.
People still want to.
And it's truly a reverse isolation technique is what it is. So a lot of people don't understand that. But so is your girlfriend in recovery as well?
She is.
Okay. So how is that? How has she been doing the Zoom meetings?
She's made a couple with me.
Yeah.
She is. So right now she is not able to.
She's out of state, correct?
Correct. She's not able to do a lot of speaking because she's still on oxygen. And she's a little self-conscious. Nobody likes to be hooked up to machines and plugged into a video camera. I mean, I don't mind, but I'm weird. So she's been a little less involved. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that's her business.
So having all this happen to you, how have you been coping or dealing with recovery? Why have you done more meetings, or have you just normal?
I have a hentai waifu pillow that I cuddle up to every night and cry. Kamitsu-san.
Hell yeah.
No,
I'm thinking fuzzy.
well, that's my Chewbacca pillow, which is actually not a Chewbacca pillow. That's just a pillow that's molded off of me, and I just look like Chewbacca.
Is there a sound button on there?
Can I don't think I can make that sound.
As you can see, guys,
Sounds
it's
like
a little
gargling.
bit of
You look like you
recovery
can.
tonight. Bullshit. So,
I've
we're
been
having
told that
fun.
my
We're
beard-
having fun.
I've been told that my beard is very rabbinical.
It's robust.
Whoa, wait, slow down.
Rabbi-like.
No, it's robust.
Have
Bro.
you ever heard that term? That dude, you threw one over my head right then.
That's not the
Rabbinical.
first time that's happened tonight.
It's rabbiust.
No, it's not.
Rabbiust.
No, it's not. I think that's why I like you. 'Cause you can throw some shit over my head.
Ooh, I gotta drink first.
Yeah.
No, but and so she's struggling with it right now. The isolation is what fucks her up.
Oh, I bet.
Because once you're out of the hospital, you still have to go home and self-isolate. And she has kids and she has other people at the house, so she has to stay in her room. So it's basically like jail.
Yeah.
That's torture.
House arrest.
Yeah, but it's also, so she is as far from dumb as one can possibly get. She is
Works in a lab, correct?
Yes. Well, she's like the boss.
Okay.
In that area.
Cool.
Yeah, PhDs aren't free.
They're not.
And so not only is she infected, but she's also aware of how the infection works, and she's aware of the science behind it. And so it's just frustrating. It's frustrating.
What are the doctors saying?
The doctors are saying right now that
Her prognosis.
it's good. I mean, it's positive. She's going to recover.
Uh-huh.
It's unlikely that anything else is going to happen. God, just chill. And
Well, because I don't think she's not the only one that you know that has corona, correct?
that is correct. I've known a few people that have died from it. I knew a guy, older fellow from Spring Group. He got it. 12 hours later, he was dead. Now he had pre-existing conditions.
Oh, I bet.
He was older, and he had other health issues. But it was still 12 hours. Healthy, dead.
Yeah.
And
There has to be some kind of incubation period, so maybe he had gotten it, but didn't start showing signs or symptoms till.
well, it depends. There's tons of factors.
Yeah.
Genetic, metabolism. Because Liz presented symptoms, and within 12 hours, she was on a ventilator.
Yeah, wow.
What were the symptoms?
She grew to like 8 feet. She turned green.
Yeah, normally.
Wait, whoa. I'm thinking of Avengers, bro.
Yeah.
I'm tripping.
I was thinking of Monsters vs. Aliens. I was thinking of
My bad, I'm
Ginormica.
tripping.
My bad.
No. She had low blood flow in her feet. She was cold all night. And then she woke up and it was chest pain. And we were on the phone and she was like, man, my chest hurts. And I told her, I was like, well, what else? Is there anything else? She was like, well, I'm a little short of breath. I had trouble sleeping last night because I was so cold. I was like, cold, short of breath. That's O2. That's
It's
O2
like
depletion. That's
Fever.
Well, yeah, your body's not getting enough oxygen.
Hypoxia.
Well, that's diabetes too, though.
Well-
For the feet circulation.
Look at me. Man, I'm so firmly. Yeah, you know me diabetes.
I learned that on a popsicle stick.
Yeah,
right?
so when you're diabetic, especially when your blood sugar's high, you have poor circulation because your blood is actually thicker.
No shit.
That is no shit. That is called
It's like, what about the ketchup?
mhm.
Yes, that's how I
That
feel
is-
like.
that
I
is
feel like
spicy
shit
or regular?
sometimes. That's why I felt like shit. I
That's
was
why
going there with that.
diabetics
Whatever
have
packet
certain,
with the oranges.
that's why diabetics, when they get wounds, their wounds don't heal as well as normal people because the blood flow is worse. The blood flow isn't as good to those tissues.
Well, the
That's why they have
erection
to put-
lasts longer,
yeah.
though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So is that why they get amputated? They
Yes,
get
yes,
amputated legs,
What is that?
arms?
The
Yeah,
erection
yeah.
lasts longer.
So you
That's
see a
why.
lot of diabetics.
Oh,
They
my
have
God,
to
then
go
it
into
dies.
wound care. They
Yeah,
have to go
it
into
dies.
hyperbaric chamber so they
Get
can
out of
like,
here, bro.
push
There's
oxygen
just-
onto
Oh, you
that wound.
fucker. You're right.
So
Oh,
yeah, we're really having a free for all tonight.
What's going on over there, guys?
So, but yeah,
No, we were talking about blood
That's
flow
why-
and
that's-
how it stays. The blood stays in certain
I
areas.
was talking. Well, I had moved on to wound care, but
We
that's
talked
okay.
about erection.
Yes, I know.
Speaking
I know y'all were
speaking of diabetics, but I know this has nothing to do with diabetes. Did you take your ADD meds today?
Bro, don't fuck with me, all right? The fuck you just say to me?
That is a no. That is a
The fuck
no.
you just say to me?
Chill.
I don't remember.
Chill.
Oh shit.
So we're thinking.
I
We're
feel
thinking
better.
about getting like a pre-made gag, or we ought to get a ball gag. We ought to get a ball.
So we
gag.
are taking the podcast in a more erotic direction.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are.
yeah.
Let's do that. Well, why don't we turn your nuts into a slingshot, you prick?
You're
Way
too
up there.
small.
Stretchy.
Yeah.
Mr. Stretch Nuts
Did
over
Ian
there.
say something about peanut butter?
Yeah.
We got stretchy nuts,
Oh my
2
God.
peanut butter balls,
Yeah.
right? But I mean giant balls.
Wait,
right?
we're just talking about sandwiches now.
Yeah.
Salami.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I have a, so we have an all 5 rating on Facebook. I bet you
No,
we're
we don't.
going down to like a 3.2 by the end of the evening.
Well, we're gonna go to a 6.9, baby.
No, this is important.
6.9 star.
COVID-19 is still
That's-
happening.
yeah, it's it.
Again, like it's.
And on the topic
able to
of
go back,
COVID-19,
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm a type 1 too, so whatever.
You're type 1 too. What does that mean?
I'm,
What is it?
Type
1
1.
Means
Type
I'm a
1
one, bro.
diabetic.
Oh, type 1 as
I'm
well.
one of those type 1 pricks. I'll tell you that.
Type 1
as well.
Yes.
Man, I got 3 fronts, all right? You better chill. I got to pray for one and I got to take insulin for the other.
Sir,
Hey, which one? Fuckers.
misinformation. Misinformation is a big deal. And it is offensive in the information age where the whole of human knowledge is available in your palm. You have the Library of Athens, you have the Congressional Library, you have every history book ever written, you have every science journal ever written. You have
Dude, we're already basically cyborgs. It's just not attached to us yet.
Yeah.
It's not implanted.
Speaking of cyborgs, physics. What do you guys know about physics and the future and all that good stuff, man? That's pretty cool.
I do know something about
Wow, that's a narrow topic.
That was
You really
cool, though.
pinpointed it.
With the pendulum, right? And the fucking, I think that's cool, man.
It's just a-
Do you know what a Schwarzschild
Everything
radius?
was planned ahead of time, bro.
Do you know what a Schwarzschild radius is?
I don't.
We will get to that in a second.
We need to.
So we have all of this information in our hands, and we want to believe that
It's all about
5G
physics.
is causing a virus, or we want to believe that Bill Gates and Project
Mine,
Stupidity
blah, 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 blah.
is cyber chipping
Yeah.
people for the devil. Or some
Elon
bullshit.
Musk and
No, that's-
Neuralink and
No, I don't
all
like
that
that too
bullshit.
much.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
No, I get it.
It's
the psychology of a conspiracy theory is interesting to me, but it stops being interesting when that conspiracy theory suddenly has assholes with a fucking assault rifles outside of Capitol buildings demanding to go back to Applebee's. That's when it stops being amusing to me. Like, if you want to believe that the lizard people live on the far side of the moon and use 5G to shoot brain lasers at you, that's fine.
They don't wait. Whoa. You get
I have
You
this
got- no.
information on good authority.
you have it wrong. They don't live on the far side of the moon. They live in the moon.
Holy shit.
matter of
It's
fact.
like no, look, the hollow moon theory.
Fuck.
No,
You were onto something, but you're not quite
I
there
was-
yet.
You
Where
know
you
who else
guys
is onto
were trying to
something?
go.
Whoever came up with that idea.
I heard Applebee's on the moon, bro. That's all. Okay. Well, hell yeah.
Applebee's on the moon sounds badass.
Doesn't it? Those guys with the guns, they're gonna get their shit one way or another.
So you know what the funny thing is?
Chili's?
That is funny. Governor Whitmore,
Uh-huh.
she extended the order.
Wait a minute, who's Governor Whitmore?
The Michigan, where they were having all those protests, they're like, "Free us! Let us go back to work!" Like they're in prison or something. It's like, you can still go outside. You fucking moron! You're not. There's no armed guards at your front door. You idiot! You can still leave your house and go places. God. But so I was watching all this madness and all these idiots with assault rifles and all this stuff. And yes, I know the AR stands for Armalite. I know that it doesn't stand for assault rifle, but
I
it's
didn't know that.
Yes,
Really?
the Armalite 15.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, AR stands for Armalite.
What's AK stand for?
Antonov's Kalashnikov.
Kalashnikov.
Yeah, it's
Really? Is that-
whoever manufactured.
impronounceable
Is that Persian?
Russian word.
No.
It's Russian.
Yeah,
It's Russian.
So
it's
the
Russian.
Russians made that shit.
Or Ukrainian. I gotta say.
Okay, Ukrainian, yeah. Well,
But yeah, and you can guarantee that if any of those protesters were black with those assault rifles, that would not be happening. So the racial disparity by itself is just crazy. But yeah, you have these idiots going up there protesting health. What shocks me is that you have these people doing all this madness when it's a public health crisis, but nobody's doing the same amount of protest for healthcare. Nobody is doing the same amount of protest for better wages. Nobody is doing this shit because I don't even know why. I can't begin to imagine. You want to go to Applebee's. You want to go make your masters more money because that's what it is. The wages these people work, they're not. These aren't potential millionaires down in their luck. These are wage slaves. These are wage slaves, and a lot of them are paid. The irony of them having the audacity to call sick people crisis actors. A lot of these people are paid and funded by right-wing groups. The DeVos Foundation, for example.
I was fixed to say, give me some examples here. Now we're going down a rabbit hole.
No. I mean, this is, you can look it up on The Guardian.
Okay.
There
That's
are,
a British news source, correct?
Yeah.
The Guardian. Yeah, that's what I thought.
it's a little left-leaning. It is a little left-leaning. but it's also not tainted by American funding.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So they're doing all this protest nonsense, and there's readily available good information out there, but people want to believe the crazy shit. And the problem with the internet is also the good thing with the internet. The internet is great for information dissemination. That's its whole thing. That's what its purpose is. But with the good comes the bad.
Right, you have to be able to discern your sources.
But a lot of people can't. And that's what the media's job is for. And a lot of people, thanks to the last 8 or 9 years of America being America, don't trust the media anymore. I'm not saying the media is flawless.
Well, people forget the media is entertainment. It's mostly the news media has stopped reporting the news. Now it's all editorial commentary.
Doesn't media stand for half anyway? Isn't media half?
Media,
No, that would be median.
All right, whatever, bro.
Why you gotta bust his balls?
I don't know.
Of course he does.
Someone's got to.
Somebody has to.
That was gonna be my whole thing after the show.
But
Hey, you better keep playing that.
so I would say the news media nowadays is more editorial than or commentary than it is on the actual news.
True.
And you have like news sources like Reuters, you have conglomerates like Reuters or whatever, and they're the ones pumping out the news story. Those are the people out in the fields gathering the, so to speak, intelligence, and then you've got your different news venues, CNN, Fox News, whatever, and then it seems like it's mostly editorial. It's talking heads commenting about the news.
The whole concept of an opinion, op-ed.
Yeah.
Op-ed is just another way of saying half-ass.
Right?
I don't want your opinion on the fact. I want the fact. And that's why when it comes to this specific topic of
Popsicle sticks, bro. That's
That's
it.
over there staring at shiny rocks and shit.
No, popsicle sticks, bro. That's it.
that's what I made of, popsicle sticks and lollipops.
That's what I was going there with that. Thanks.
We've even managed to run off our audience. Look at that.
There's nobody out there. That's pretty cool. Omar, where's Omar at? With his gloves?
They've all run
He
off.
hung himself. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm done.
He
I'm
took
done
off with
with
his
this.
fudge.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
This may be the worst show in HRR history going down right here.
That's what I came for. That's what I came
Yeah.
for.
Hell yeah.
But no, so the one thing that I would want to say is COVID-19, a breakup in a relationship, loss of a job, gaining a job, getting a new relationship, getting into a fender bender, stubbing your toe, not stubbing your toe. Every life instance is nothing but a thing to stay sober. In the context of recovery, coronavirus is no different than them fucking up my tea order, which they didn't do. Shout out to Black Pearl, always great.
That's what these fucking things are?
Yes.
Hell yeah. Those are clams.
Oysters.
Uh,
No. So it's just another thing to not pick up over. And that's what I see in the recovery community is a lot of people going out because either it's an excuse to go out, going out because the isolation finally gets to them, going out because any number of reasons.
Fucking depression, fucking, the mental health
Anxiety.
right now is fucking through the roof.
Yeah.
And when you got mental health and you got addiction and you got those, especially this, information, right? We talk about, you want to talk about facts, especially when it comes to mental health and substance abuse disorder, right? Substance abuse disorder is an actual mental health.
yeah,
It's a mental,
of course.
right. And so when you have those two combined,
No, it's a moral issue,
co-occurring.
bro.
Yeah. No, I know that about
Anyway,
me, but
it's a
we'll
mental
talk
health-
about
yes.
that later. All right, just chill out. We'll get there. Hold on. You got any more popsicle sticks?
Yeah.
And now's a good time to whip those out, huh? Fucker.
I agree with you. It's easy.
So we're talking about isolation, right? We're talking about. What are you doing?
I'm giving
You're
you
setting
the
me up
floor.
for something.
I'm giving you the floor.
All right. Anyway,
he's direct.
so you got substance abuse disorders, and then you got mental health, and then we're talking about the isolation, right? And you got motherfuckers that are not medicated, like myself, right?
Well, that answers your question from earlier.
That's where I was
Thank
going.
you.
That's where I was going with this, man. God, I don't even remember. I don't even know anything we just fucking talked about. I got to play the tape back. I just know we were talking about some weird shit, and then there was some kind of shit about this, and then that, and then I don't even know where the fuck are we talking about.
Nah, that's okay. That's okay.
Come on,
this
dog.
show, this show is going on.
Look,
some tangents.
Look. It's all good though, right? So we're talking about mental health, we're talking about substance abuse, and we're talking about the people being confined to their houses, and the suicide rate right now too is ridiculous. People are fucking offing themselves, man, because they don't know what to fucking do, and that goes hand in hand with people. How we are meant, I believe, we're meant to be fruitful. Right, we're meant to be. We're meant to have human interaction, man. I think it's a mental. Excuse, sir.
Look up the suicide rate.
Yes.
Let's fact check it.
So suicide rates through the. So yeah. Fact, popsicle stick that shit. All right. Anyway,
Is that the new noun? Is that the show
hey,
now?
whatever happened to those anyway? Those aren't out anymore, are they? No, you guys know what I'm talking about with the paper, and you just kind of. Right?
Yeah, that's a popsicle. You can still get
You can still get the facts out of there too.
Oh, I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like Snapple?
You know what? They're on the sticks, bro. You
Snapple has sticks?
not Snapple, popsicle. Oh, don't you fuck with me now.
Popsicle sticks.
I know they pop, all right? But anyway, they were called
In fact,
bases.
you
Remember
gotta
back in the
pop
day, the
And
Snapples?
lock.
Oh, okay. All right, look at you. Oh, shit.
So high suicide
Slinky.
rate, yeah. So it's
So-
exacerbating people's mental issues.
Okay. So
Suicide,
with
all
that
that.
being said, you have shit shut down. You have medicated assisted treatment, right? Now that's another thing kind of in the same, right? Because you have mental health, you have the doctors, you have this
Yeah,
certain
it's-
thing, especially, right? And so you have people wondering about, well, what the fuck, man? If I go to the methadone clinic every day and now they're going to shut that shit down, are you going to give me like 2 weeks worth and then I'm going to just show up every 2 weeks or what? Because it goes into it kind of pours into the opioid epidemic as well, right? And people dying because people that are normally that are on MAT, I heard, right, are going back to
Street
youth
drugs.
and they're dying.
Well, yeah.
Well, gun sales have gone up, right?
Gun sales are
And-
going up.
Yeah, and then alcohol sales have gone up.
Oh, I bet.
Of
You know what
course.
I mean? So those.
Look at the suicide rate.
No, it just says it's gone up. It hasn't said that.
Those two are going to directly
Rate,
correlate
you know,
to
Those
suicide
numbers
rate
probably
for
haven't
sure.
been published yet.
Gun sales for fucking fear, right? And then you have alcohol for obvious reasons, like we were just talking about.
And antiseptic.
And then suicide, right? I was gonna say buying popsicles and shit. We gotta know the
Yeah,
facts.
antiseptic,
Fuck
you know,
Google.
to treat the gunshot wounds.
Antiseptic. Are we talking about Listerine here? What the hell are you guys talking about? The green Listerine or the
No,
yellow?
Lysol,
No.
Lysol.
which brings us full circle.
Yeah, I mean,
There
you
we
gotta
go.
realize like the coronavirus has only been out for like a month and a
45
half.
days?
Yeah, and it's,
Oh,
it's,
no.
You bricks need
Well,
to
okay,
save your
so
fucking face mask.
That
It's
being
going in
said,
history.
This is the
Sign
second
it.
wave, no?
No.
we
Not
have
the second wave.
Are you sure?
Yes.
We're kind of like our tips in there,
My
kind of.
sister swears that she had it back in November last year.
So that's a thing. That's a thing.
Of course.
So officially, they think that it started sometime in September in China, or perhaps not in China. We don't know conclusively where
the vector.
where the patient zero is.
You
We don't know.
know, the U.S. quarter, 2020 is a bat on the back of it. Anyway,
Where's your
continue. Sorry.
meds?
Isn't that cool? Fuck you.
Now for
Here.
something completely different.
Next time, you guys crush it up and put them in here next
Yeah.
time for me, will you?
Bats or quarters?
No, clams. Or, no, oysters. Fucking
No. So that's a good point. So the illness, we don't know exactly where, but we do believe that it started sometime in September. And that gives it a bunch of time to get to the States and to start a underground pandemic or an underground epidemic. Because there was a severe rash of flu that went through November.
Yeah,
It went through me for sure.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Woo. But see, that's the problem is that we can't test. Like we don't have enough tests, and we don't know how to. We don't know enough, and the administrations and the organizations that are in charge of knowing are so fucking defunded or ineptly run that we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And you've got the perfect storm. You've got all these pre-existing situations in the States. A healthcare crisis, the opioid epidemic, the homeless crisis. And then you factor in the administration that's currently running it, and then the pandemic happens. It's this perfect storm of disaster.
And not to mention, right now is like, you know, there's all this other shit going, like with allergies and what people are You know, people are going to the emergency room. What about people that have to have scheduled surgery?
Well, it was got
It's
delayed.
taxing,
You know?
yeah, it's
Exactly.
taxing the healthcare
So you
system.
have that also to take into factor is motherfuckers that are going in there for surgery because they have to have a transplant. You know what I mean, or something. And now it's like, well, wait a minute, we're gonna have to push that back, sir, because we have to have these beds or this room for you know what I mean.
Yeah, and
it's
that's
like
what's been happening.
it's like fuck, man.
So just to bring this back into the topic of recovery. So what would you suggest to people out there? I mean, you're personally you have a loved one going through the COVID situation. You know, you're learning about it. You're
The
dealing with
Rona.
a lot. The Rona.
Who is actually in recovery as well.
What would you say? I mean, what would you suggest to a person new in recovery how to deal with this and the social distancing and all the how to stay straight and sober?
Well, don't pick up. But the most important thing is rely on your social network. The people that you met at Post Oak or Delta Club or Bel Air Club or wherever the fuck you go to meetings at, before this happened, lean on them. If you didn't meet any people, go to postoakclub.com. Meetings/digital meetings. There's a URL. This Dark Side meeting, 9:30 p.m. White Oak group, every fucking night. It's happening in 15 minutes. They have a meeting, and just go there. Log in, say hello, introduce yourself, and start networking. The fellowship in this situation is what the fuck is up.
Mm.
You trust God, clean house, work with others.
The fellowship, what we're doing right now, right?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Or popsicle
Oh,
sticking.
Pop shipping.
Pop sticking.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Popsicle sticking?
That sounds awful.
Bro, it was an accent verb. It should.
So worst case
You're
scenario,
getting
phone
it.
a friend, man.
Yeah, it's like, who wants to be a millionaire? Who wants to fucking
Yeah.
stay sober one more day? Phone a friend.
What about creativity, right? What about like just if you got a bunch of pricks that have trucks, you go to a fucking parking lot, empty parking lot, park your truck 6 feet from each other,
Social
let the
distancing.
beds down, right? Well, you start a bonfire for that shit, all right? So you be
Well,
on
if
the
you
other
start a
side of the
bonfire in a
fire.
parking lot, you're bound to.
Well, you got to
go
be
to
outside
jail,
the city
but-
limits, but you know, you figure it out.
No, and that's the
But you
thing.
get creative.
Well, so if you want to stay sober, you will stay sober.
Thank you.
It's just like when you're getting high.
When did they have meetings in the big book?
They didn't.
Thank you.
They refer to it in the third tense, or however you say that. Yeah, frequent gatherings with newcomers, frequent gatherings with others. But their idea of a frequent gathering was twice a month. 2 meetings in 2 cities.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're in recovery, call somebody. If you're sitting around, you're feeling isolated, you're sitting in a dark room all day working on a computer, just pick up the phone and call somebody.
So
Tell
the
a
effort.
joke.
My
Talk
phone
about
number?
shit that
My
Go ahead.
phone number is 713-447-5481. 713-447-5481. 24 hours a day.
Mm.
If you feel like you're going to get fucked up, call me.
Mm.
I will come pick you. If you're in the Houston area, if you're in like fucking Dallas,
If you have-
I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
if you're having a bonfire,
Hey, I mean, yeah,
You
if,
might
if
go
you're
there.
committing arson, then I'll do something with you.
there you go.
But yeah, no, if you're in the Houston area, I'll come get you. We'll go get coffee, sitting 6 feet apart, social distancing, and we will hash your shit out all night if need be. You don't have to get fucked up, even if you want to. If you do want to, well, fuck, go do it. If you do not want to be sober, don't. You're wasting good getting high time.
Amen.
This could be the prime of your fucking career. Right now could be the best moments of your getting high. And if you absolutely do not want to be sober in any way, shape, or form, don't be.
Right.
This is not a numbers game. We are not sitting here hoping that we reach a certain number of participants.
It's not a program for those who need it. It's for those who want it.
No, it's not even for those who want it. It's for those who do it.
Well, I want it.
Do you do it?
Yeah.
Then it's for you.
All right. I guess we got two fronts.
So it's just as simple as fucking talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Cut a joke, have a laugh, talk about your problem. That's something that, that I've learned to do in recovery is talk out my shit, even the embarrassing crap.
Yeah.
is
Hell yeah, dude. I know you.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is,
All right, no
uh,
character.
I'm gonna bring it up
assassinating.
now.
Sir.
Ah, shit. Hold on, wait a minute. Here, just get the balls.
sterilize him, please.
Woo! Ah.
Just get the ball.
He's missed you.
You know those things are nasty.
Could you no? What, my nuts?
Yeah.
You better settle
I can
down,
only
sir.
imagine. Thank you.
Well,
I
he's
farted.
sitting on his.
That's
His nuts are
perfect
actually
timing.
stretched all the way back to his asshole. So you can't get those unless he bends over.
All right, guys. Yeah. So the moral of this story: find your friends, have some fucking fun, call somebody if you feel like getting high or getting lonely. You know, talk to somebody. Anybody. Doesn't have to be anybody in recovery, huh? You can call your mommy.
I mean, take it from experience. Like isolation is
Fuck.
a killer in
It's a
itself.
motherfucker.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
It's what we were doing in addiction, right?
Well, the UN classifies solitary confinement as cruel and unusual.
So why would you want to do that to yourself? Exactly.
Well, a lot of alcoholics have cruel and unusual opinions of themselves.
Oh yeah.
You know what's neat about talking to another alcoholic or an addict before I talk to somebody that's quote unquote a normie, right? That doesn't have substance abuse or an addiction, is because I can always find that common ground of whatever it is that we're going through, even if it's current events. I can always find that extra front where I have that empathy and that understanding where I don't feel like I'm alone. I can talk to my mom all day and have her go, "Oh, I love you, baby. You're my baby. You're my boy." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Well, thank you. There's still something going on." You know what I mean? I need to talk to a junkie.
right. So that's why at the sober living we were at, you were so good at conversing with addicts and alcoholics that came through the door because their story was your story, and vice versa.
That's the goal of this. That's the empathy. That's the starting point, the launching point of a lot of addicts and alcoholics, is to know that they're not alone and know that they can make a difference and they can do something. They can get their ad. They pick up their beds and walk again.
I hear people all the time coming into AA meetings being like, I didn't feel a part of something until I came into these rooms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel welcome in my own house.
We're normally people that would not mix. Like I would never, ever, ever be friends with a guy like Jeremiah.
Same.
But I am.
I
He's
am
my
a
buddy.
prick.
He's my buddy. He looks great in a blue shirt, and he's from up north
Do you
somewhere.
own a color besides blue? Every time I've seen you,
It's been blue, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I own a light. No,
Jeremiah.
I own a
No,
light.
the first time we
Don't
were
you
here, he was
fuck.
wearing a black shirt.
What?
But yeah,
No, it was blue.
I believe him. No, I believe him.
All right, fine. All right,
He's got
I do wear other colors.
Fair enough,
of
we
blue.
got-
We are on
I'm
camera.
very-
so-
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
very red. I got my ass sunburned yesterday.
You know, the last time
Because
I
your
got
ancestors
sunburned
from
was-
Iceland.
Never.
I had a sunburn when I was 4.
Yeah.
I had a sunburn when I was 4.
How did that happen? Did you go to water park or?
I was at a pool for like 7 hours.
Oh, shit! Hell yeah.
But it was like a minor sunburn. It just peeled off. In the summer,
Yeah.
or I guess now.
Dude, my tans are red. I mean, I tan, but it's just red.
I thought that was
I-
cool.
No.
I will darken up to the point where if a customer, like if a state trooper is just walking down the street, he'll ask me for my ID. He'll ask me for my papers. Be like, you a citizen? Because I'm that dark.
What?
Well, you
So
know
what
what?
is
Well, they're not
What is
very-
your nationality, by the
they're
way?
not very
Screw
smart.
you and your overabundance of melanin, man.
So what
Always
is your
wanted to get a
nationality,
tan. I
bro?
can
What,
never
what,
fucking get it.
do you know?
Well, I'm one part ass, the other part hole.
Well, that's true. 50-50, huh? Damn.
Well, guys, the moral of this whole fucking rant was
To have fun.
have fun, find your friends,
Fact find.
get outside.
get outside. Yeah, yesterday, 25-mile bike ride. Get some freaking exercise and talk to somebody.
Doesn't matter who it is.
Don't be a lonely, self-isolating turd,
Correct.
and you will stay sober.
Yeah. Is that? Are we talking to Daniel right now? Or?
What's that? And we're talking
About being the
We're
turd?
talking, yeah, no,
About
we're
being the
talking
turd?
to the virtual
We're
fucking
talking to the
people
audience,
that are,
bro.
yeah, the eye in the sky right
I
there.
don't know where
We're
you're
talking
at.
about being a turd.
I
So
don't know
just
where you're
look
at
past
today,
the-
Nick.
Yeah.
Anyway, turd with
That's
headphones
okay.
on over there. He thinks he's an air traffic controller or something. All right, sir. You need
All
to
right,
roll
guys.
sticks?
So this is. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to read some shit.
Yeah, read that shit out,
Outro.
bro.
Thank you for tuning in to Houston Recovery Radio. We have another guest, Mason Steffen, on Monday at 8 p.m. We're
Don't
struggling
you
to
dare.
find.
Oh,
We're struggling to find the right equipment
Damn
for our
it.
audio production side of things. If any of y'all want to donate any equipment to Houston Recovery Radio, please give us a shout out via Facebook or Twitter. Or we have a GoFundMe page. It's Houston Recovery Radio. Anything, even if it's like $5, anything helps. The money we raise will help give back to you guys because we want to keep increasing the audio and video production on this. And
yeah, guys, we fucking kick ass.
try to increase our talent as well. We're working on that.
For sure. And before we go, Nick D, tell us a little bit about your YouTube series that you're doing right now.
Oh yeah. So I have this YouTube channel up now. It's called Nick D's Sober Insanity.
Actually, it's Houston Recovery Radio.
But your series.
Oh yeah, the series.
Houston Recovery Radio has a YouTube channel, but he has a series on it.
Continue, Nick. Sorry.
No, we'll let Jerry. Go ahead, Jerry.
Keep going, Nick.
Oh, okay, my
He's
bad.
getting butthurt.
All right, no, I was just bookmark or some shit.
All right.
All right. Thank you, handsome.
Okay,
All right, blue
spiel
shirt.
it. Spiel it.
So there is a Nick D's Sober Insanity, right? And so what I'm trying to do is every Saturday I'll come up here and what I'm trying to work or not work, but show how I recovered, through the 12 steps, and kind of give in detail and to the best of my ability, just the motions and how it was that. I just kind of take y'all through my recovery journey and how I got well again. So if y'all want to tune in, I'm very, I guess,
It's pretty
talented.
informative.
Yeah, pretty informative. Or Jeremiah will say I'm talented, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got some talent.
But no, whatever. But yeah, so if you want to tune into that, that'd be cool.
No, guys, check it out for real. Like, he talks some real shit in these videos. And
It's almost kind of like a big book study, is it not?
it's almost like a big book study. And the views are going up still.
Yeah. I mean, so what I do
I gotta
is,
hand it to you, Nick. They are good.
Thank you, man.
I've got to pee.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right,
So
we'll
We're gonna wrap this up. He's got to go pee,
Yeah,
and we'll
this-
see you guys Monday at 8 p.m.
all right, deuces.
All right.